Today is National Cat Day, and to celebrate, the MSPCA has announced a special fee-free adoption event at several shelters across the Bay State.
The hope is to find homes for cats who tend to stay at the shelters longer. That includes cats with medical conditions like Boo, who you're looking at now. He has diabetes, and older felines, and as also those with behavioral issues that often result from overcrowding or hoarding situations. Black cats are also less likely to be adopted year-round, but especially near Halloween due to superstitions that they bring bad luck. But if that doesn't deter you and you still want to adopt, check out the MSPCA or their regional coalition partner, the Berkshire Humane Society, this Friday and Saturday.